Action. Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That's me, the Babbler. That's me on this evolutionary, revolutionary rise that's happening at this time. So, welcome. Welcome to Quantum Late Nights with me. Okay, yeah, it's 2:07 a.m. my time over here. You know what I mean? Don't mind the crazy, loud horse racket you might hear in the background. That's just me, Animales, going crazy this evening. Emily, what are you doing? Right? Okay. So, yeah, I'm already scratching my face and whatever. Welcome. Unedited, freestyle, communing, channeling, connecting. This is a healing station of a channel. No matter where you are, whenever you tune on in, no matter how you feel, my friends, leaving this space of a place that's alchemizing this leveling of alchemical grace gives to you some highest of vibrations too. It's just part of what I do, you know? Whether you like me or not, right? That's besides the point, right? We are not here to be liked. We are here. What are we here for? Ta-da! Welcome to the Discovery Channel of Who Am I? Why am I? Where am I? And what is this? What? Okay. Because everybody thinks they have all the answers to everything that is just repetitive, cyclical information fed into their brains. And it occupies space of filtered, processed information being shared and handled with care. Everywhere. I didn't even know I was going there. I was coming in with runes. Yes. So, hi. If you want to skip through the babbles, or this is not for you, then this is not for you. You know? Either way, welcome. You're free here to stay, engage, light code, activate, prepare to receive residence. It does not need to take up residence in your fields, but my muse like vibrations fantastically heal, you know, and help you to vibrationally align with truth, empowered this time. May you leave here empowered, feeling powerful in your strength, with divine clarity, feeling inspired, and all that good stuff, right? So, we are all experiencing, all the time, transformational energies that are a lot to process, deal with, heal from, learn from, apply some. And so here we are. And there is an energy all around that is going stir crazy, carrying with it many different variables of spark, right? Think about it. Why would one person, and it doesn't have to be a person, just, ignore my examplings, just get the energy of the gist of things, you know what I mean? A person that wants something to be the way that they want it to be, right? controlling person. You got to do it this way, and that's it, right? And you do. If not, ooh, all hell shall break loose, right? And so there's a form for you to fill out, sign here at the dotted line to perform these tasks or duties, and keep this as your constitution and pledge your allegiance, to these made for you blueprints, templates, question and answer key, right? Provided for you. You don't even need to think, right? So just comply, and everything will be just fine. Shiva, why? So you can notice I'm looking up. So yes, my clat climbed up. That's her twin sister over there, Andromeda. Ruckus. Which reminds me, brings me back to the runes and what I want to discuss with you, right? What was I saying? Oh, controlling person, right? And so, the reason they want to control a certain kind of thing is because then the outcome of things is more controlled too, where they can know everything too. It's like a system, right? Like the more that I can control this base, the result of this base is pretty predictive, right? It's just like technology, AI, right? It's you, the human, that the AI or the technology studies, right, for database case studies systems, right? It's going by your predictive behavior based off of a scenario that is being set up for you to go through. It's like, the same thing. It's no different than the Freudian days of study with rats and mice. Let's give them a maze. Let's see what they do. Oh, this one goes to the left. Oh, well, this one goes to the right. Well, let's find out why. Why did you go to the left and why did you go to the right? Well, let's conduct this scenario right here so that you can go and process this, my dear, so we can compute this right here. Ah, we are the higher beings here. Do you get the concept, my dear? This multi-dimensional layers of everything. Right? So it's like, where do I begin? What is my real spin? These thoughts in my head I'm learning they're not all mine. Okay, they've been implanted into me over time. Okay, so I need to unwind, right? So there's a lot of new action being taken place by each of you, right? In a different way too, that is new, that none before you have walked. Truth be told. Essential worker you are indeed. For all the things that you breed and see that are new to this way of being. Right? That is rising. Right? I am my own anchor. I am my own anchor. Right? So, what was the whole point of that? Runes. Right. Runes. So, anyways, there's a lot of things happening for each of us in different layers and multi-dimensional layers that are a compilement of our own experience and life path and experience that we are here to experience. Right? Right. But many things are coming undone because the time has come, right, to execute in such a enlightened way that is applicable for your today, right? So there's a lot of unlearning to learn new things, right? And many challenges does that bring, and still many experiences one still has to experience, right? Just because you grow and evolve wise doesn't mean that you're exempt from the experiences of life that are externally different than you know what I mean? But you're impacted by it in some kind of way, degree, right? And so, there's a lot of things happening here, right? So, the energies, my dear, right? And so, runes for me, are something that I naturally gravitate towards. I used to draw them as a kid. Didn't know that that was runes back then, but I used to doodle. That's what's part of my doodles. Runes were part of my doodles. And I discovered these symbols that I was able to see through smoke. And so, one day, like, as I'm seeing it, I'm like, okay, I'm not tripping. Like, I'm seeing these symbols. Maybe they mean something. And so, I doodled what I was seeing, and then remember, I'm like, I used to do these kind of things. And like, maybe they have some meaning, And that's how that was revealing to my connection with the runes all of my life. And so they are a part of my lifestyle, right? I'm not saying every single day runes activate my day, but the knowledge is ingrained into my being of how they contribute to my wholeness and my lifestyle too. And my inner alchemy that does not get overwhelmed with all the different compartments and spaces that are turned on with different informations in each compartment, right? That when I was a child, I used to say, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, because it's too much, right? It was an overwhelm, and my dad always asking, what does it feel like? What does it sound like? What are you talking about? I'm like, it's the radio. That's what I used to say, the radio. Turn it off, there's so many. Like, it's all at the same time, it's loud. Like, that kind of thing, right? But as an adult, always going through and understanding certain kind of things too, of how things work and what they mean, psychosis, self-knowledgeable. You gotta go deep, right? Am I crazy? What's happening here? Is this not really here? What's this kind of experience here? Or, just what's happening here? That is part of my nature to explore. Explore more. And so, as an adult who's figured a way of how to detach from those kind of caves and observe anyways, spectator, you can say, right? Over here, like, right? Like a warden walking through the halls, right? Doop, 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 right? Yeah. I'm learning to be patient with myself, and in this leveling of exposure for me that's not comfortable, you see. And so, these kind of concepts and these kind of things that are very not traditionally expressed or shared or common, and not so much that a.m. If I was sleeping, I would be woken up by now. Okay, what was I saying? Give me a moment, please. Give me a moment. Always give yourself the time that you need to breathe and connect with your own spiritual. You know what I mean? It's the only way to conversate and alchemize with such confidence. To be able to say, you know what, I heard what you, external from me, have to say about whatever it is that you have to opinionate. But I stand true to the reservoir of spirit that I divinely connect with. I'm okay with that. And this. No matter what you think of that or this, right? And just being true to you. It's a challenge to do, especially when everyone else around you, right, is somewhere else. But going back to what I was saying about control-based systems and all this kind of stuff, when you have a control-based system, right, you are better able to predict the outcome of behaviors, outcomes, and statistics, right? Because you provided the world in the way that you have it set up to function in a way that is predictive for you, right? To keep your study, statistic, control, right? And that is the stage for someone that has that kind of like power or ability, right, to continue to do that for as long as they desire, because there is no other entity or being contesting that or thinking above or going beyond that leveling of control, because it's pretty predictive, right? So what's happening all around is a lot of unpredictability due to the evolution that some, for whatever reason, mistakenly didn't think that they can see, because there's no such thing as control, you know what I mean? It's just a distorted lens, I'm saying this, of perception, of insecurity, creating self-sabotaging behaviors that some unfortunately never learn from. But what is never but a word that's supposed to convey and depict a certain type of meaning? But we're infinite. We're evolution. We are immortal. For we are already created, generated. There's something greater than this external being you think you're seeing. When this body is done, my soul is fleeting. Whatever that is being. But we know deep enough to be confirmed in that leveling of righteous power to know that, wow, no, seriously, beyond this body there's something else. Infinite I am. Knowledge helps, right? And so nothing is able to be controlled. That's why illusion and trickery becomes part of the mix, because you can't completely manipulate every shit, but you can if you want to. You can try, but you still can't control every single variable. It's impossible. but it's possible. You get it? From controlled substances. But go outside that control, there's a whole other world you don't know, right? And so these are the seeds that have been sown always, right? If we understand the laws of polarities of anything, just because we have brought it as knowledge anyways, it's a belief system of energy that has been created to exist as truth, so in some way it is true. So it's knowledgeable for you to use, to understand that anything that is created, its opposite does exist, because everything that is created is in its whole. We're the ones that break things down into parts and then forget that they're a whole, and then we're going out looking for the pieces. Anyways, right? It wasn't meant to be all of this, but it is, because that's what this is, and that's who I am. In the essence of explaining certain things that are just squirrel. Right. So, right, I have a whole pile of like runes, because I collect runes, because runes, oh, and I was sharing my story about runes too. So, okay, before I even go into that. So, you know, runes have meaning for me because they have always been a part of my current perceived reality of a history line, right? I've lived a very long time, ancient as I, right? So here I am acknowledging the knowledge that I have accrued during my times, years. And it's like regeneration, recalibration here, right? It's an undoing here of even an undoing of a self that you think that was health, and still another peeling, revealing another piece of a part of a you that is a piece to a whole, perceived missing or not clear. But knowledge is power, and powerful I am to see you, right? And so here we are, right? Connecting powerfully too, right? Throat chakra cleanse, right? So yeah. So I have a whole pile of different variety of runes, very different kind of crystal runes, bone runes, whatever, and I keep them in this glass thing that's on this other table thing, right? And every time the runes call out to me, or you know, this place, I go in and I stir, and then I pluck. So that's what's up. So that's what happens, right? And that's what inspired this video to share, because, you know, sharing is caring. So the first one that came out, these runes I have to hide from my dogs, because whatever bone material thing these are made out of, he wants to chew them. I always had to hide these and keep these in a higher platform, because then he can't get it. I never eat these runes. But I love these runes, and I've had these for years. I don't know how many years. I have no concept of time in that kind of way. But it's safe to say over 8. 8 is great. I'll go with that number. I've had these runes for a very long time. So this one came out, and immediately I know HAGALAZ, right? And it's funny how even just as it's presenting itself to me now, I remember in the beginning part of my journey, if HAGALAZ ever came into the mix, I'd be like, oh no, not this, can I get to another room, please? But HAGALAZ wanted to get into the mix, and I'm just like, I could be saying the word the way that it is, but listen, the pronunciation and stuff, you can figure it out for yourself. And you know, whatever, I'm always going to enunciate and pronunciate in the way that I feel inclined to do. 2, 3, 4. That's my progression too, right? So HAGALAZ, hail. Oh, by the way, this information that I am reading from now, in any regards to the runes that I say when I speak freely, that is me freestyle all the way. But this information I'm just reading to give you the message of HAGALAZ, and then the other one I'm going to share with you too is going to be from the website that I actually do love. I've been going to this one for years, okay? I don't know how many years, but many. Many years I discovered this website and I like it. And I just, I go to it, and I'm not saying this is the only place I go, and I'm not saying that I don't have my books of my own, and I'm not saying I don't have knowledge of my own either. And what I'm just doing is going to a place that I actually like how they explain and articulate their rune information. So it's runesecrets.com. So you are free to go and learn about the runes too if you want to do that for you. So that's where I am reading from. So I'll write that in the information box too, because this is their information, okay? Alright, so, and I'm just going to go off of their information. Got it? Okay, good. Alright, perfect. So HAGALAZ, hail, catastrophe, crisis, radical change, acceptance, surrender, opportunity. Don't try to fix what we should break before it breaks us. So, you know what that makes me think of? Like, for an exampling, and, take with it as it resonates. It's just the energy of an explanation of something, right? It makes me think of, like, you know how, like, when your intuition speaks to you and you just ignore it? Like, when it's just like when you're being told something to do, like, let's say, move, quit your job, or divorce, or have a baby, or change something that is not your typical, or like to do something like drastic or whatever, that is outside of your comfort zone, right? Like something out of your comfort zone, and you take a long time to do it, right? Because you lack the courage of just that push that you need to accomplish. Or like if you have to say something to someone, right? This can apply in any kind of way, like or if you have feelings for somebody, like it could go any kind of way. It doesn't have to be so heavy, right? It's just a lesson in the energy, right? When you are prompted, right, intuitively guided to just do what you feel, right, and you hide behind that leveling, right, of truth, that like it's just like when they say I love you, and you're frozen in silence, like because you can't tell the person in front of you, I'm in love with you, or I love you, or I like you, hey, let's go out on a date, and you just be quiet, right? Or or you want to talk to somebody, you have the urge, the inkling, like, hey, I'm supposed to talk to that person, or many things are going to come in now because I've opened that door to whomever is going to be tuning in some more, right? Like, it's just a possibility of anything that can be. And then, like, spirit, or just like, or it's like the major arcana that comes in to the minor arcana. It's like, oh wait, we gotta step in, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and like intervention, or like something has to occur to make it happen in some kind of degree, or make you have to face that kind of energy that you've been avoiding in some kind of way, right? So HAGALAZ, literally hail or hailstone, esoteric crisis or radical change, right? So key concepts: hailstones, crisis and catastrophe, disruption, radical change, destructive elements of nature, severe weather, the uncontrollable, unavoidable, unpleasantness, June, Jungi. Oh boy. Jung. Like Freudian, Jungian, I don't know how to say it. Jungian. Okay, shadow. I know how to say it in my head. I don't know how to say it out loud. Psychoanalysis, regression, acceptance of the unalterable. So, like, and the scene reminds me of the concept of what it was that I'm saying, that, like a controlled person, like, trying to do everything to control every single outcome of a scenario, and then all of a sudden that variable that, hey, like, George, I am, guess what, the anomaly that's going to crash your control system down, because we not fudging around, because this is your bow, right, to grow up now, right? Some kind of, like, energy push, that to just Hey. Who's not participating in evolution? Right? So, yeah. Something like that, right? So, disruption, change, personal past, right? And then personal past is just reminding me of, like, even just the energy of the Mercury when Mercury goes retrograde, which it already is, I believe, in our astrological system of planetary understanding, although when you come here, these messages are timeless, okay? Wow, but we are in the shadow element of Mercury going retrograde soon. I think it goes retrograde at the end of January, and we're already approaching the end of January. I don't know what today's date is. I don't know, guys, there's no time that way. We're at 20 somethings. Right, so, yeah, right, so, it's like when the concept of Mercury going retrograde, like, you know, people like want to blame everything Mercury goes retrograde, but, like, you know, just think about the concept of what it's just trying to say. It's like, you know, a slow down method of bringing something back up that needs to, because if it didn't need to, it wouldn't come back up. For you, this, you know, if you want to look at it from a different kind of perspective, too, a lighting, something's being lighted, enlightened for you to see. It is part of your healing journey to come up for you to see, not to emotionally attach yourself to the past thing, no, but to operate now with keen discernment and awareness and consciousness too about how it is that you are going to operate your vessel now with the truth that exists inside of you to apply these practices to, right? So it's about application to like a lot of things, right? So right, look at in the energy of this rune, right? What's the rune? The energy of this rune when it comes into you, it's power beyond human ability to harness, right? So think about that, the power behind something, the ability to harness. So it's like that, whatever it is that you can't like grasp, that energy that's fleeting or like just there but pressing something, that's that kind of energy this rune is, right? Perfect pattern, it's a seed formation, objective confrontation, destructive natural forces, it's chaos, right? It can appear that way too because it's disrupting something that needed to be destroyed. Anyways, look at the quote, right? It says, don't try to fix what we should break before it breaks us, right? So here you are now, like, you know, having to deal with something, right? Personal past, from the personal past. So it's like, you know, bad weather, obstacles, surprises, shelter, right? So divinations, change according to ideals, right? So this could even apply, like I was saying, like in the beginning too, like, you know, a change of life, right? That is coming out, right? It's like, I'm coming out. I want the world to know it's time to let it show. I don't really know the words to that song, but that's what I'm hearing, right? And so, and just coming out, speaking your truth, no matter what expression it wants to be expressed to. No longer like, even this is another, this is for somebody, like, you know, another gift of yours wants to be exalted, right? So it's like those things that I was saying about ignoring your intuition, right? Previously, before, like ignoring it, but hearing it, and then having the universe having to come in and step in and disrupt it for you because you needed to do that and you weren't doing what you were supposed to do, right? So now, you know, like let's say we look at it like a chapter 2020 where those lessons like that you were able to see like with discernment, like, you know, to emotionally detach from certain kind of things so that you can learn certain kind of things, right? So now we're in 2021, and so now certain things are coming up like that are in resemblance of certain kind of other things that, you know, it's like fudge, like, you know, I gotta still deal with this kind of thing, but it's not that you have to deal with that kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? It's not that you have to deal with it, it's that you learned. So now how do you apply what you have learned to this scenario? Because that is the alchemy of the shift that is needed by you who has learned, who needs now to apply. Example, I am to be at this time the energy that I need to be to see, to breathe this new energy that comes through the evolution of I, that has to put in the work at this time to do these kind of things, because activated I am and alerted I am to this kind of development. And so with consciousness, these seeds I sow, right, for my ultimate evolutionary growth, So I need to be mindful and patient with this whole entire developmental system during this time that the energies around you are of that disruption energy. And yes, you have experienced that energy before, but you're on a different evolutionary open door expansion. You are more. So what does expansion do when it gets put into a loop of a previous past that once upon a time might have kicked some ass, and now you're just like, oh no, I got my superhero armor on and awaken that M to see the nonsense here, the blasphemy. Hold up, what does spirit want from me? Let me activate in me what I need to be at this moment in time to get through this challenge here trying to present itself to me in my life. But I know better this time, right? So I just felt a release, right? So maybe some need a release, right? So this is the opportunity to release what does not serve, right? Governs completeness and balance of power, integration of unconscious shadow elements, the inevitability of fate, right? Evolutionary progress and operations of becoming, right? Yes, it's like, right here, you are becoming. You're always becoming, but we always are too. It's the acknowledgement and the when we get to that place too of what that is, the are too, and sometimes it's expansive and sometimes it's something lost and hidden and put away once upon a time ago today, and then there's some other elevate that are new for us today, right? It's about our leveling of integrate mind, body, heart, and soul, however it is that we choose to behold this. I swear, come and look at my Evolve Intuit coaching portal system that it is going to be launched the end of this month, and it is really, really affordable. It can meet anyone's price range of affordability, right? It is off the Patreon subscription system for as little as $5.55 a month. You can get a lot of unique, one-of-a-kind, exclusive content shared only through the subscription membership program that is evolutionary quality, worthy of you to receive guidance to, of just another support team, because the objective is not to keep you forever, because you are the master alchemist of your own life. You know what I mean? And here we are to help and support and rise together, exalting one another to our position that is powerful in itself. Unique you are to be the master that is you. You know what I mean? I'm here to remind you of that being that is you. Rise, for you are powerful. You heard? Need I say any more? Come through my Evolve Intuit coaching for the doors, and I'll remind you some more. Seriously. Okay. So yeah, exclusive content material and support from me over there that is revolutionary, evolutionary, affordable, coaching and healing. I reach out to you, you reach out to me. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyways, I didn't know that. I was gonna say all of that. But here we are, right? HAGALAZ. So right, so look at it. It will uncover the vast flow of energies around and through human energy systems. Its nature is completely impersonal, and it represents power generally beyond human ability to harness. Because sometimes, certain kind of things, like, we take so personally. I know. I'm an emotional, dramatic, theatrical, feeling being with lots of water in my chart. I'm actually, because of the concept of, Western and Vedic astrology and stuff like that, and just how I intermingled the two, right? In Western astrology, Sag, right, fire, in Vedic, water, right? My moon in Pisces, right? And then in Vedic, it's aqua, right? But, like, when you go and you break down every single planet and house and sign that your personal chart, like, goes through and stuff like that, and you understand that concept or recipe or ingredient that is you, I'm emotional. There was a many year part in my life that all I wore was black. Because that was my mood. Even though I'm nice. She wore black. With lots of awesome accessories. And killer ass boots. Okay. Right. So I guess the challenge with this rune is the aspect of whatever it is that we're dealing with at this time that can appear to be a challenge, right? Something you have to go through. Whatever it is, whatever, and it doesn't have to be an obstacle, it doesn't have to be a blockage, but it's just something that requires you to move, think, create, deal, handle something, right? Out of your comfort zone. And in that creates the revolution, the evolution. But it certainly is challenging. Right? So, right, hail shocks you with stinging hardness, right? It's like a slap to the face. Why'd you gotta hit me for? I was just getting, stabilized. Like, why you gotta hurt this heart of mine? Why you gotta press my button? Why I gotta be triggered? Why do I gotta go through this? Right? Like, and then it melts into water, right? So it says, which creates germination of seeds, transformation, right? So, right, the ancients describe hail as a grain rather than an ice, thus creating a metaphor for a deeper truth of life. It contains the seed of all the other runic energies, and this can be seen in its other form, a six-fold snowflake. Spiritual awakening often comes from times of deep crisis. As the ninth rune, ninth, and then that also, like, you can associate that, like, ninth side of the zodiac too, right? The archer, Sagittarius, right? Shooting its arrow, hitting its mark, right? Or the centaur, the wounded Chiron, or, the wounded healer, right? The story of the wounded healer is he was never able to find the elixir of his own disease. And so think about that as a leveling of conditioning that can get imprinted even in mythology, to think that one cannot be the elixir or find or discover the elixir, right? But think about it. The concept of when one says that you cannot heal in the environment in that which made you sick, you never made yourself sick. Play that back again. Right? So, in solidifying in that knowledge of truth, right, that is you, well, that changes a lot of dynamics to the power that you house in you. That only became tainted by the distorted illusion of what was appeared to be as truth. But hey, I'm learning that that's not even true either. So let me ease up a little bit on myself and on my path, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. And there's a lot of stuff that I blame or I'm hard on myself for, that I need not be. I need to be more compassionate and loving towards me on this journey, because I see how rough this world can be and how challenging everything can be. So let me be patient with me. Let me be kind. Let me rule over this temple of mine, wise, right? Guided I am, divinely led to operate for the highest and greatest good of my own becoming, right? I didn't know this was going to be about this. Ninth rune, HAGALAZ has a special place in the ordering as 9 has, and 9, beginning, endings, right? And 9 has particular significance in the Elder Futhark. Futhark. No. Futhark. Futhark. 9 signals completion of a perfect pattern. Okay? 9 months in one of nature's most regular human cycles, that of the gestation period for a baby in a mother's womb. You are really pregnant for 10 months if you go to full term, 40 weeks. 10 months. 10. New. Right? 9 is the completion of it too. And then 10, here we go through, baby, come through, right? In this sense, it is a protective rune and assists us in the acceptance of the unalterable. It's like, it is what it is, right? Okay, let me accept this reality and see what is now my truth in this reality, and how do I proceed from here? How do I deal with this and not take certain kind of things so personally, because it's not personalized towards me. So let me detach emotionally until I can see and shift in a healthy manner that is for me. It's not that I'm saying I'm ignoring this side that wants to go a little bit lower vibe, but no, I'm taking the higher ride. I'm exalting this time for me to put this on the shelf right here so that I can see with clarity, right? So that I can act in accordance to this alchemy that is something that I truly desire to continue to keep maintenance of. And this is part of one of those requirements. And sometimes things are challenging to handle. And I know that I am equipped, and I'm learning to create wiser patterns in my own life that better assist my path, purpose, right, life. And so, here, so HAGALAZ can be used as a force of repulsion or banishment. It is used in works to process and dispel the effects of subconscious baggage and shadow elements, so that your life pattern can carry itself forward in its pure form. Exactly. Going back to even when I had said that about the whole concept of, you can't heal in the environment that made you sick, in the environment that made you sick. You never made yourself sick. You were put in an environment that made you sick. And so therefore you took in the sick. And however you personalize that is due to your conditioning, doesn't make it fact, even if it applies. It's just the position you were put in since the existing of your current life, or whatever this is, right? So it has a magical energy of a spring cleaning, right? You can't build your strongest, firmest foundation on weak land. On land that can crumble by any trigger or exterior force that attempts to come in to destroy. The only way that can occur is when there is some kind of crack, hole, place, unknown truth that exists that needs to come out anyways. Right? So it's used to bring one's own suppressed inner conflicts and thus impeding them. It is a clean curse, as the recipient is only experiencing the ill effects of their own accountability. It is a dark feminine power and can be associated with witchcraft and destructive female magic. Right? So that's what came up. And so the next one, this happened later, because, I like to inner reflect and just feel what things feel like for me before even reading anything or doing anything outside of myself. I tap in. It's just it's instinctual. It's the first thing I do. You know, instilled in me to turn within and go deep. I'm an introvert in that kind of way. You know, one of the most common denominators of any child that has ever had to suffer abuse in any kind of way is the ability to detach from the environment in which they are being hurt on. The ability to no longer be in the place that is harming them, right? And so I will be talking a lot more about those kind of things in my website. So if you're interested in those kind of topics, healing, coaching, you can go to enchantressthebabbler.com. That's me, the babbler. You know what I mean? And so, where was I going with any of these things? So, later on, you know, after connecting and getting a better sense of what it was representing or what I was receiving, I went by the runes and I was like, what is the guidance, action point, tool, approach, mindset, right? Or just, you know, offer of assistance in regards to this HAGALAZ energy that is here, happening, creating. It's the force creating the obstacle, right? Or challenge that is here, right? Or going to be here, you know, right? And then I got, because I tell you I have a mix of different crystallized runes, so I forgot which crystal this is. I forgot the names. Here here's block. Can't say it here. Anyways, so I remember, and I just think about the evolution too of this for me, because I remember when I first really started getting into the reading and the meanings of the runes too. Whenever this rune popped up for me, I'm like, oh, can I get another one? So I got two today because it's the evolution of me, to show you my position. Well, not to show you, but to show me my position of evolution, of mindset, of perception that no longer applies, because no longer I'm shaken up by seeing these two guys. I'm just like, okay, hi. What are we learning at this time, right? So it's radio. I call it RHAIDO. 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 Hey, hold on. RHAIDO. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, RHAIDO. RAIDHO, right? RHAIDO. And I tell you, I'm on runesecrets.com, right? So, right, what is the action? What is the chorus? What is the way to go about our solutions, right? And these kind of things. RHAIDO, ride. That's what it's meaning. Journey, vehicle, righteous inner compass, nobility, the path, right? The journey is the destination. Ride ho, that's how you say it. Literally ride or wagon. It's about a journey. The key concepts are the journey of life, stories, heroism, means of transportation, right? right action. What right action are we taking for ourselves, for this development, for this evolution, right? Movement. It's about the movement that we make, the motion, taking charge of a situation, right? But from this evolutionary state of being, what behavioral pattern are we going to sow into our ethers for our futures that are our nows that are not the same as what we have been taught from before? So we need to explore this some more, right? Because conscious creators we are, right? Right? It's about decision making, direction, counsel, the right path, the inner compass, leadership, kingship, nobility held by merit, right? Moral responsibility, integrity, the respect for the rights of others, innate knowledge of right and wrong, celestial procession and rituals. The story form in the psyche is freedom from imprisonment, self-mastery. Oh my. Seriously. All the information is going to be available for you in regards to connecting further with me in the description box, please. So whenever you get the opportunity, read from the description box if you want to, you know, get the master link of all links that connects you and I on a revolutionary hive. And especially if you want to work with me, especially in the platform of my Evolve Intuit coaching platform system that is launching at the end of this month. So, okay. That was a little skit commercial. So it's about freedom from imprisonment, right? Self-mastery. Cosmic cyclical law, rhythm, presence. Active presence. I am, right? I am present. I am accountable. I am responsible. I am here. I am conscious to what is my presence at this time, right? Clarity with purpose, right? On a mundane level, it's street smarts, common sense, travel, movement, taking action on something, right? So, taking action. It's about rationality, sound advice, action, justice, ordered growth, journey, or crisis, rigidity, stasis, injustice, irrationality, control freak, so the opposite, we got it in the other kind of way, hypocrisy, wrongful imprisonment, restlessness, right? It governs living in the present, access to the inner advice, and our inner compass following the heart. Movement within one's natural limits, blending with personal world rhythms, consciousness of right and natural processes, mastery of circumstance and control of situations, taking the lead. This is runeseekers.com, remember that. Establishment of creative rhythm. I don't try to take credit for something that I'm reading from runeseekers.com. You can read this for yourself, okay? Establishment of creative rhythm and activities, protection while traveling, decision making followed by immediate action. RHAIDO is the rune of ordered movement of energies in time and space as it pertains to human awareness. So the leveling of your own human awareness and consciousness, this is the energy of RHAIDO coming in to move you into the next space of evolution that is you, right? So that is the part that we have to get through, right? Going through. Is the rune of leading by example. We were just talking about all of this, right? And of actions that speak louder than words. Right. So the formulation that's happening with you at this time that is being ignited through whatever challenge, obstacle, and it doesn't have to be just this right now. This could be overall journey, right? You know, like I cannot be going through something personally or bad or like, you know, low vibrational or anything like that now. Like, you know, everything's going perfectly in alignment, right? In my kind of truth, right? So, but it doesn't make it me exempt from experiencing anything tomorrow or today, you know, later today. But like, I'm just saying, like, you know, like today could be great, but like overall, let's say you've had so many damn challenges in your life, I can say that's safe for me to say, right? And every kind of way you learn through the evolution of you, right? So the presence comes to you as a gift when you go through, right? It is the rune of leading by example and actions that speak louder than words. And Suze may tell the story, but RHAIDO lives the stories. So you're living through the experience now, through your own evolution, conscious too. You're conscious of your current evolution, and it's challenging. So it's like going back to the video. Maybe it was this one, right? I think when I was talking about the different compartments, highlighting, right? So the more you evolve and the more you grow, the more conscious seeds that you sow, the more aware you are to everything, right? So there's so many different little compartments to everything, and then you realize the human that broke it down into pieces and how easily it is to figure out the whole, because there's just so many things and pieces that can keep you distracted from the whole that is the whole you always. Right? No matter where you're traveling through, and just looking at it as a piece, right? So when you become conscious to these kind of things, it's just like the activation part of me. It's like when I speak and I'm actually, like processing deep and stuff like that, I can feel the different parts of my brain that are activated in every kind of way. Like it's just a process sense to say that that's absurd to say in any kind of way. Whose brain, right? Are we not into our system? Like even if this is just mind, body, heart, and soul. Truth being intertold. I feel certain kind of things. You feel, you vibe, you learn kind of things that are for you. That's where it wants to speak to you, through you, for you, that only you, that it's only for you, right? So don't let people take that away from you, thinking that you have to do something in a certain kind of way, in their kind of way. Those controls kind of substances, something needs to be ripped out, taken out, right? And removed from your influence of how you handle certain kind of things. Or like, you're like, oh no, you're a nice person, you don't speak like that. Like, witch, sit down. I'm going through an emotional crisis right now, and I need to explain this somehow, and however it comes out, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna forgive myself, okay? I'm not gonna try to say anything mean to you, but I'm gonna express myself too. You're not going to try to tame my kind of express in this kind of way because you don't feel comfortable with my level of expression. Okay, maybe that's for somebody. Okay, listening to you in truth, even if it's a challenge for you to have to go through. Right, but you've learned the many things that you need to learn, so now it's not that you're going through it again, it's for your strengthening benefit to apply, because the more that you apply and the more you put into play, the more that you activate. Okay, it's not personal in any kind of way. I am a galactic starseed blooming. Yes, you are. Allow your work to become your art. Yes, we do. Your 3-year-old self, the integration is what I see here. I see an integration, like divine masculine, divine feminine energy integrating. Each evolutionary return requires you to give up who you think you are. Right? Beautiful. For you are the way shower. You will only see the way by making the way. Look at this. Can't make this shit up. You'll only see the way by making the way. Yes! Okay. Your effortless effort is fully required. What? What? You got all the proper attire. Don't let these other mofos with the egos that got the balls to go and try to run the show because no, they don't know. Look, you're the alchemical artist here. Okay? Don't let those other motherfuckers. Don't let those motherfuckers rule what they have not worked for. Ancestors. Whom you are. Bringing the balance to many things. Your words create worlds. Yes. I'm not gonna get emotional. No. That's my Pisces moon and my Scorpio sun. 3, 2, 1, jump. You are perfectly imperfect. I say that all the time. I'm perfectly imperfect. Oh yes, I am. I'm perfectly imperfect for me. This truth that I know within me, that I set myself free because I love to be with me. Guess who is the best? Guess who is my best company? Me. Yeah. So for anybody to take me away from the best company that I could spend by myself, they need to go check their health, right? I'm a galactic starseed blooming, right? Perfectly imperfect, doing my thing, right? Yeah. Right? Integration. There's a major integration coming in here, right? A major integration. Your greatest work is your legendary legacy. Just like a clean. I just burped. I don't really burp. I'm not a burper. Your effortless effort is fully motherfucking. Be quiet. Allow your work to become your art. Oh, the message is gonna keep repeating itself. That's like what is meant for you to hear right now. Right? I got the power. Get it. Let's get it, Connor. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, Connor. I got the power. I don't know if those are the words of the song, but that's the words that I'm gonna sing. I got the power. Let's get it. Let's get it, Connor. Let's get it. Because he got the power. Look, your words create worlds. I got the power. I got the power. Yeah. Be like, oh my gosh, you're so powerful. Affirmation, power affirmation activation right now. I am so motherfucking powerful. I giggle to myself. Trust and act accordingly. And this I trust and act in accordance to. How can this be a wonderful win-win-win-win-win? Yes. Because it will. Because I'm a starseed. There are no wrong turns. No. No. Yeah, integration. I'm gonna read this one because this card keeps popping out. And let's see what it means. And then I'm gonna end that here because sorry. Oh, you see my big bird? Big bird, you heard? Big bird be yapping. I'm sorry. I gotta stretch. I'm not sorry. I need to be sorry. I'm doing what I need to do for me. Maybe you need to stretch too. You're welcome to join me. Movement is important. Sometimes if you can't change the reality of something, move your ass. Say it like that. Yeah. Shake that booty. Shake that booty. Shake what your mama gave you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. See, that's my conditioning. So always apologize for being myself. Right? Don't apologize for being you. Don't be sorry. Stop saying that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I spoke. I'm sorry I woke. I'm sorry I joke. No. Right? Alright. Sorry. Not sorry. Gosh. We're transmuting that shit. Okay. Alright. Get. I don't know how this is like set up. Is there a table of contents? No sé. You're 3-year-old, so that's what it says. You're 3-year-old, so where the fudge is this? What the fudgesicles? Excuse me. See, something like this is complex. Okay, then I must be just like totally passing it. I just don't understand. Oh! Dum dum dum. 132. 6 balance over here. 132. Silly as I. Attributes: wisdom, fullness, contentment. You're I said 3-year-old self. It's 111. Oh, like 3-year-old, they look a little old. That sounds like an integration. Okay. Your 111-year-old self wants to provide you guidance, wisdom, and advice, but only if asked. Imagine yourself in the future with the distinct perspective of having lived a full, rich life. Your 111-year-old self has seen it all. Your ups, your downs, your loves and heartbreaks, your success and perceived failures, all of it. From this extended perspective, they are waiting to be called in for your guidance. 111-year-old self. But I'm older than that. Right? Potential questions to ask this kind of archetype. What do you, my 111-year-old ancient self, right, have to say about this? What does my ancient self have to say about all of this? How can I follow my true path to where you are? Right? What obstacles ahead am I not seeing? What obstacles am I currently in that are blocking me from seeing? What are the mistakes you wish you hadn't made? Do you have any regrets? Never live your life in regrets, but you still have plenty of time to do what it is that you feel inside, right? Maybe it won't be in the original way that you thought. Oh, hey, it could have been that way. Well, you know what? No, it couldn't have, because you didn't do it that way. Okay, so there was something else that you needed to receive to make your journey feel complete, and it wasn't gonna be from that thing that you think that you didn't do. That was a missed opportunity too, because sometimes that's a blessing for you or for the other person. Right? So here we are, operating from this leveling of perception on our current journey that is integration, recalibration. The prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is the compass. The path of love is true abundance. Okay. Layla. Lala. I'm going to call her Layla. Layla. Lala. Lala. The saint of spoken words. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. Yes. I am the author of my own story. Yes. I am the author of my own story. The Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. Beautiful. Every word I say becomes a prayer. Every word I say becomes a prayer. Every word I say is a prayer. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. Mirabai, the saint of true freedom. Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. Again, I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. What else? Yemoja, the goddess of all that flows. Yemoja, I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. Segment, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Segment. Isn't it interesting how when the goddesses come to visit you at different points in your life, because their energy is being invoked in you, inspired, influenced into you to show you what to do to further inspire you to get through, to rise, a leveling of spirit and vibes. Inner wise. Anadamaima, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know thyself that never changes. Joan of Arc, the warrior of light. I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. Yes! Alright, I gotta go. Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide, right? I see and accept all that I am. Anadamayimakan. I am my own guru. I know thyself that never changes. Higher, highest, vibrational, Saralakali, queen of the outsiders. I have arrived. Yes! I am where I will always be. Love is me and love. My love for the throne. I don't know. The diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. I'm free. Okay, maybe two more. Yimoja, the goddess of all that flows. Everything flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what is destiny. Do you know what I mean? Here we are. Sekhmet showing up again. Sekhmet. The time I heard Dakini, I see the light in my own darkness. I face my own egos. Beliefs to feel free. Pope Joan, the pontiff of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Yes! Here we are. Okay, seriously. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Freya. Nurturing, the goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. You heard? Freya's a bird. Freya. The cosmic egg, the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. Hestia, the goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Let these things penetrate within you deep. Write these affirmations down, and if you need to say them aloud, say them every day. It's the only way to activate within you the things that you need to do, because you are the person that is responsible for the vibration that you set into your entire existence, and sometimes you have to do extra little things that are going to get you into that kind of vibration, you know what I mean? I like to act silly, because that is one way to shift my vibrate, especially when I'm being annoyed or triggered in some kind of way. I want to laugh for days. Doesn't mean I want to avoid what's being presented, because I would seal, but you know, I gotta get through my feels, right? Perpetua, the saint of authenticity. I am an authentic self. I am my authentic self in all motherfudging circumstances. Damn, motherfudging straight. Right? Right. Every schmood. I am me's. Do you know what I mean? Bridget, the goddess of eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Mary Magdalene, the apostle of the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. Some of you feel certain different kind of energies that represent certain kind of mythological persons, creatures, gods, or other beliefs and stuff like that. learning them better. Learning them better. You should. But you do what you want. The Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. Alright, girl. Okay? And here we go. Alright. Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. Okay? The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. That's not up for debate. Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Awesome. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this was very helpful to you. Let me know how this resonates with you. This is just a late night chat with evolutionary uplifting information and alchemical seeds that are here to breed for you in whichever way that it is supposed to be here for you. Yeah, and that's true. Okay, and then also read everything in the description box to further connect with I. There will be one master link provided for you guys that allows you to connect with me in every single platform that I have created for you to connect with me in every kind of way. There's so many different platforms. Free, a lot of them are free as well, I gotta say, you know, and there's other kind of activates that are services that you would have to, or if you wanted to invest in, whether it be for whatever leveling of spirituality or the evolve into it coaching portal system that I'm always talking about, you know, because I'm excited for its creation, you know, and service to the collective that needs it, right? So yeah, all the information will be eventually in the description box. It is after 3, so maybe when I wake up in the morning, you know, I'll fill in the description box, but my attempt to upload is going to be what I do before I go to bed. Either way, that's all I have. Also, the giveaway that is being offered on my Instagram for free. It's a free giveaway. If you are a USA resident, you are then qualified to enter to win. It is free. All the information about that will be on my Instagram, where you can go to the giveaway post that highlights for you what it is that you would have to do in the comments in order to enter your Instagram handle information to be eligible for the Wheel of Names live winner announcement that I will be doing with Spiritualista Tarot from Instagram. And because the giveaway is her celestial manifestation candle, right? I've highlighted on my page and then I share every day since doing the giveaway. And you are free to engage and participate. You just have to follow the instructions as created on the post and show some love in that kind of way, and it's free for you to participate. And hey, you never know, right? You can win. Awesome. And yeah, all I'll say was you can go participate. And let me know how this resonates. Till this week again, my friends. Love and aligned to you. Bye. In this picture. Ending meeting for